for making Saint Central
your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Alvin. Thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your chain for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, fucking like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this, and I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in this episode of the Coma. We up in this thing as we get it popping and snapping. Much love to the fam. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the share button. Put it on your social media feed, family. Instagram, YouTube. It don't matter, baby. It don't matter. Take the Coma with you and wherever you go. So if Facebook is your thing, share us there. Instagram, it don't matter. Reddit, we love y'all. Shout out to the fam as we get it going early on. Hope you guys are having a fantastic holiday season, man. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that kind of gravy stuff to all of the family members this holidays or holy day season. Hope you guys are having a fantastic time. Many are at home with the family, exactly where you're supposed to be, especially when it's cold. And I just want to give you a special Sports Coma and Big Q salute, baby. Straight out to you. And remember, baby, you can't cheat God. You can't cheat God, baby. So shout out to the fam. Thank y'all for joining me for this episode of the Coma, a pre-Christmas, or I guess you would call it a Christmas Eve edition of the Coma. And we hopefully
the black and gold on the play. How about that Granderson? Granderson with the sack on the play, the end of the game for the Saints. And how about that? The Saints win the game and they just kneel it down, and that'll be it. The Browns can't believe it. The Browns shaking their head. And I ain't know if we could find a team that was worse than us. It's the Cleveland Browns, the same color of dung. The Cleveland Browns go down, and the Saints, how about that? The black and gold win 2 straight underneath Dennis freaking Allen. How about that? How about that? The Saints 2 in a row. Good Lord. All right. Shout out to the fam. Brother Donovan, Merry Christmas, Big Q and the fam. Everyone stay blessed and stay. Shout out to you, my brother. Thank you for that as well. Merry Christmas to everyone. Shout out to the fam. Y'all stay right where y'all are. We're going to hear from the Saints in the post game and a little bit from a very happy Dennis Allen and Andy Dalton, Alvin Kamara. You know, when the Saints win, they all run up to the podium and want to speak. You probably get 4 or 5 of them on the talk. When they lose, you barely can get 1 or 2 of them there. But listen, congratulations to the Saints. I've chosen them to lose this game. I'm going to be honest with you. But I'm happy they won. They went up there in the cold. They beat the Browns. The defense stepped up. They handled the business. Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, Jawan Johnson, Rashid Shaheed, those guys, the Saints offensive line with the backups, They did just enough to do what they're supposed to do. The defense forced the turnover. We got the sacks on the back end toward the late portion of the game, and the Saints get the win, man. How about that? How about that? What a hell of a present to give the Saints, the Saints family members, the Great Saint Think Tank, and the Who Dat Nation family about right now. Christmas Eve, the city gets a present from the Saints, a 2-game winning streak from the Black and Gold, and a 2-game winning streak from the Pelicans. The Saints handling the business, baby. Handling the business, baby. Doing it and handling the business. So shout out to the fam, man, as we doing the thing, man. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to the fam. All right, let's get into the statistics here, family. The matchup, the Saints get it. They make it pop. They do what it do. And this is the thing. 14 first downs by the Saints versus 15 by the Browns. The Saints 7 of 16. 7 of 16, baby. From the third down, 7 of 15. Well, actually, I'm sorry, 7 of 15 for the Saints on the third down. Almost 50%. The Browns 7 of 16. Total plays, Browns 67 to 54 by the Saints. 249 yards versus 244 by the Saints. Total drives 10 to 11, Saints advantage. Saints average 14.5 yards per play. The Browns barely 4 yards. Passing 125 to 92 by the Saints on that. So that it like I said, man, this was a good situation, man. Really good for the Black and Gold, man. I got to give them all the credit in the world. Like I said, I didn't pick the team to win the matchup, but I'm very proud of them going up there in tough terrain and be able to pull out the game. I'm very proud of the team and how they handled the win today. Very proud of the Saints today doing what they do. Like I said, I didn't pick them to win the game, but I'm glad I'm wrong. I'm glad the Saints was able to get the win and lock in and handle the business against this club. Big ups to the Saints on that. All right, so let's keep it going. All right, finish out. You look at the rushing attack. The Saints had 152 yards rushing today on 39 attempts. That made the hell of a difference. They outrushed the Browns, who had 124 and 34 attempts versus 39. The Saints averaged. They did a phenomenal job in halting to a degree Nick Chubb, who was the best back there. They did a phenomenal job. I got to give them that. And, of course, you look at the red zone, Saints in the red zone, 2 of 3 versus the Browns. They dropped touchdowns, 1 of 3 penalties. The Saints only 2 penalties for 15 yards. Browns 4 for 45. 1 of 1 is what the turnovers was. The interception by the Saints, and the time of possession is about 30-46 versus 29-14 by the Saints. Individual statistics, if you please. The Saints handled the business. Andy Dalton finished with 8 of 15. Alvin Kamara, and that's pretty much not much else to talk about there. But Alvin Kamara, 20 carries for 76 yards, almost 4 yards per rush, 1 touchdown. Taysom Hill, 9 for 56, 6.2 yards per rush, 1 touchdown. David Johnson, 7 carries for 16 yards on the play. Prentice, 2 for 15 on that thing. Rashid Shaheed, 4 catches, 41 yards. Kamara, 2 of 34. But we knew that the offense, the passing game, did just enough to set up the rushing attack, and the Saints really won this game because they did it on the ground and played defense. Not to mention Deshaun Watson was horrible, man. 11 total tackles. Tyrann Mathieu stepped up in this game. Cam had 7 tackles with Caden Ellis and Daniel Sorensen, believe it or not. 1 sack, actually 2 sacks. Carl Granderson had 1 to close out the game. And Kent Street and David Onyemata split a sack and a half. They always split in the sacks. Sorensen had the pick. The Saints went on to score off that on the short field. That was big in the game. Will Lutz kicked the field goal to help out. Blake Gilligan, 6 punts for 254, 42.3 on the average, 1 for a touchback, 2 inside the 20, 52-yard is the longer. All right. And looking at the Browns, Deshaun Watson, 15 and 31 for 135 in the matchup. 4.4 is the average for him. And let me tell you something, baby. Well, the reality at the end of the day was that this was a fantastic matchup for the Saints. Saints went in there and they ran the ball and they played defense in some harsh environment, man. And you got to give them credit for that, man. You got to give them all the credit in the world for getting the dub. All right, and of course, Deshaun Watson, 15 to 31 for 135, a 4.4 yard was ugly. One interception, he was sacked twice, rating of 47.1. But when he did get accurate, he threw it to the Amari Cooper. He dropped the touchdown. Toward the back end of the game, they had a wide receiver drop the touchdown. So, I mean, even when he was finally was able to throw a few passes, wide receivers was dropping the ball. Running game, Nick Chubb, 24 carries, 92 yards, 4 yards a carry. But the Saints halted him as best they could. 0 touchdowns. Deshaun Watson, 3 for 24. He got a touchdown there. Kareem Hunt, 7 carries, 8 yards. Saints neutralized him. They did a good job against a very good running team today. All they had was Cooper, Amari Cooper, 6 catches off of 10 targets, 72 yards, and everybody else was looking terrible. Njoku, Bell dropped one, and Woods, he had 1 catch. Peoples, he was thrown at 5 times. 4 was not there. I mean, they was just, man. Browns, man. Reggie Ragland, 10 tackles, 10 by Tony Fields, and that's pretty much it. No sacks allowed by the Saints offensive line in the game. And, of course, that's pretty much it. The Browns not looking like diddly squat in this game. Saints, the biggest story here is that the Saints, the black and gold Saints, actually, family, they got the win, a back-to-back win. That's something that Dennis Allen hadn't done in a long time. We talking about maybe the first year of his Raiders tenure, and he gets 2 in a row with the win last week against the Falcons. The defense holds against the Browns. Deshaun Watson really helped us out a lot in this game. So a Merry Christmas to Deshaun Watson. Merry Christmas to his wide receiver core, not named Amari Cooper. Even Amari Cooper dropped the ball. We handled the business. Thomas says defense slammed the door. Shut. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Brother Thomas, for that, sir. Appreciate you. Shout out to Who Dat for Life. Says good team dub. He says in inclement weather too. So, and it's a road win. Saints are bad on the road. Saints only had 1 win on the road. So they got the win. And of course, the biggest test of the season coming up with Philadelphia. But at the end of the day, you got to give them the credit today and get ready for a cocky Dennis Allen at the press conference. He was cocky last week talking that goodness. So he's going to be extra cocky because it's the first time in a while that he had back-to-back wins on there. And when you do that, you got to give these guys credit when they're able to crank it out and do it like that. So shout out to him on that. Thank you, fam. Appreciate you as well, Gundam. Shout out to you guys. Like I said, we will have the Dennis Allen and Andy Dalton on the podium coming up soon. So just keep where you are, and you don't have to move it. You don't have to move a muscle. And just in a moment, we'll have them when they're ready. They're not ready yet. Shout out to the fam. Melissa says, does it hurt us that the Panthers are winning their game? Well, we do have the final game of the season against the Panthers. I think the Panthers don't have nothing to do with this. It's all up to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Remember, they swept us. We swept the Falcons. We got swept by the Bucs, and the matchup we got Carolina left to play at the last of the season. So really the onus is on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to lose. And if the Buccaneers lose, 2 of their last 3 games, that opens the door for the Saints. But then again, the Saints have to win against the Eagles, which is going to be a big challenge, and close out the season with a win against the Carolina Panthers. Is it possible? Could the team be finally believing, because this is a gutsy win in inclement weather. They are, the defense stepped up. The offense did just enough. The running attack arrived despite the fact that Pete got carted out. Cesar Ruiz got hurt early in the week. So the Saints win, and all I can say is give them accolades, give them credit, for the win. So, no, we looking at Tampa. Tampa has to lose 2 of the 3. And here's Dennis Allen at the podium, family. Here we go.
Start with the people in the room, and then we'll transition to Zoom. Cardo.
First off, just the running game, getting Alvin Kamara going, and also Taysom Hill. And was that kind of the game plan to consider how the weather was out there?
Yeah, look, that was the plan coming in. Look, the number one thing I want to say is we talked all week about this game was going to be a game of mental toughness, and I thought our guys showed incredible grit. Starting out the game, we went down 10-0, but the way that they fought back, we got the field goal at the end of the first half, come right back out in the second half, get the touchdown, and then after the interception, we're able to take the lead and kind of, and then the defense goes out and finishes the game. So, man, I got a lot of respect for all those guys that are in that locker room, and I think they showed a lot of fight today. But yeah, we knew the weather conditions were going to be a big factor, and we knew that we were going to have to be able to run the football and run the football well. And I thought all the guys that we put the ball in their hands did an outstanding job of running the ball.
I think it was key that those last 4 minutes, getting that field goal and stability there into the locker room, coming out on that drive and starting the third quarter, that Taysom Hill touchdown. Felt like that was, you could feel momentum.
Yeah, look, we came back out to start the second half. We had the wind in our favor, and so we knew it was going to be important for us to take advantage of that starting off the second half. And we talked in the locker room about, we got the first part of the double by getting the points at the end of the first half, and we needed to capitalize there at the start of the second half. And our guys did a great job going down there and getting points, and felt like the momentum kind of swung to our advantage at that point.
Is there a reason why it took so long for Taysom Hill to get his carries? I think it was about 27 minutes of the game before getting that first carry.
No, I don't think so. I know there were some plays earlier in the game where he was involved, and some of them happen to be may happen to be read plays or whatever. And but look, I thought we did the things that we needed to do to win the game, and that was run the ball effectively and stop the run pretty effectively on defense. I think they were about 3.9 per carry, something like that. And so I thought we did those two things pretty well. And if you're doing that, then you're generally probably doing something pretty good on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
That final drive, you see Michelle kind of put some passes together with Mari Cooper, and you try to get that stop there. I guess just mentality-wise, what is that? With that stop, and of course, Carl gets that sack.
Yeah, it was awesome. None of these games in this league are ever easy, and so that was a great job by our guys going out and stepping up and making the plays that they had to make to seal the victory. And so I thought that was awesome.
That turnover, the interception you guys got, that deflection and sorts of it, just kind of run me through what you saw that play and how big that interception was, because it didn't move.
Well, I know they were throwing an inside route. I couldn't tell exactly who it was that got their hands on it, or how the ball got tipped up. I really just kind of saw it get going into Dan's hands, and then I thought he had a hell of a run back on that play too. So, again, taking advantage of the situation, taking advantage of the wind. Offense did a great job of, it's one thing to get the turnover, it's another thing to get the 7 points off of it, and so that was a huge play in the game, and a big part of why we won the game.
I know you touched on it, but the mentality that comes, this is not an easy game for anybody to play, cold and there. To come out with a win, to keep this season still alive for this team, what does it say about the guys that you have in that locker room?
Fight, heart, grit. It's what they got. You know what I mean? And that's what the New Orleans Saints have been about. And so, look, I know that the wins haven't come like we had hoped, but our guys have never quit fighting, and that's why I love coaching them. Anything for you guys? I don't know if I really want to answer anything from you guys since y'all didn't make it out here to the cold. Hang on just a second. I can't hear anything. Is there a volume on this thing? All right, try.
Can you hear me, DA?
Unfortunately, I can't, Jeff.
All right. Tell me, how cold was it? I mean, I know you said it's just the mindset and everything, but for you on the sidelines, I mean, How
Cold.
much did this affect the game?
Cold. It was cold, and it was windy. But we gave our equipment staff a game ball for, providing us with enough to at least make it manageable for us. So it was the weather was certainly a factor.
And tell me about how you all prepared during the week. I mean, you mentioned bomb, but I mean, you all had to have some attention to detail to take this game and the conditions into consideration leading up to it.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Here's how we prepared for it. We said this game was going to be about mental toughness, and the most mentally tough team was going to win. And then we really didn't talk a lot about it because it was just another distraction to us. And I thought our guys handled it great. It was a little bit of an eye opener when we showed up here and woke up on Friday morning and tried to walk outside. It was pretty tough to stand out there for very long. So, but I thought our guys handled it awesome.
Hey, Dennis, I wanted to ask about that. Yeah, from a mentality standpoint, you guys didn't make too big of a deal out of the weather, but from a strategy standpoint, did you debate how much the weather influenced you? It felt like you guys were throwing the ball when you had the wind behind you, then running the ball when you didn't have the wind behind you. You did the thing where you didn't protect their gunners. You chose the wind in the first half. I mean, it felt like the same thing with Cleveland. Maybe they threw too much with the wind behind them. Can you outsmart yourself? Did you do a good job of adjusting as it went on?
Yeah, well, look, we knew that the elements were going to be a factor, and so we definitely took those things into consideration. We knew that there was probably going to be one direction that was going to be a little bit more difficult to kick, to throw, and then we knew that we'd have a little bit easier time going in the opposite direction. And some of the game strategy deals as we went through the game and game management was really based on, the wind conditions, not necessarily the cold, but the wind conditions.
In hindsight, I mean, the first question was, why did you wait so long to get Taysom involved? What was it as simple as maybe we should have just gone run heavy the whole time once you realized how this game played out?
Well, look, I think every time these games you're going to start off with a game plan, and then you're going to have to adjust. And I think our guys did a great job of adjusting. So, we did what we needed to do to win.
Yeah, is Alante Taylor's confidence and just the no panic when the ball's in there, is that rare for somebody that young? Like that pass in the back of the end zone, you just kind of stay cool with it, causes the interception. Some of the plays he's making seems like there's some maturity there. That's maybe a little rare for a rookie.
Yeah, look, and I think a lot of that starts with confidence. He's got a lot of confidence in himself, and we've got a lot of confidence in him, and so he never panics when the ball's in the air. So it's really good to see, and he's been a welcome surprise, I guess, would be the word to say, in terms of exactly what we've gotten out of him.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm remembering this correctly, but was Carl in coverage on that last play? Did he drop back before he yeah, but he wasn't really in coverage. It was part of a 4-man rush, and we were just trying to get a hit on the tight end because we knew they like to throw the ball to him down the seam. So that's what we were doing on that play, and he did a good job of executing his job and then coming up and finishing it. And I mean, specifically in that play, I mean, Deshaun's a quarterback who moved around a bunch for him to secure a guy who's pretty slippery there in such a big moment. I mean, what was I say about him as a player?
Well, it says he was able to get Deshaun Watson down. Yeah, look, Carl's a good athlete, and Carl's been a good player for us. So he made a great play in that situation. And look, there was a lot of people that got some, there was some other rush in there that kind of got him out of the pocket.
Hey, Dennis might have touched on this in his question. You were saying that you didn't want to talk too much about the weather because, you didn't want to make it a big deal. But how much did you guys need to discuss the wind specifically when you were game planning? That kind of seems like a different thing altogether.
Yeah, look, we kind of covered that a little bit, but that was the major factor in terms of the weather was really the wind conditions. And honestly, we had no idea. I shouldn't say no idea, but you don't really know exactly what you're dealing with until you actually get into stadium and see what the wind's going to be like. And, there was certainly one direction where we felt like it affected us more than the other.
And you had said the other day that you felt like Marshawn was closer to playing than he's ever been. How late did that decision go, and kind of, I guess, what ultimately prevented him from being able to play? Yeah,
look, he just wasn't ready to go yet. So we went with the guys that we had that were ready to go, and those guys went out there and performed. So it was awesome to see those guys play.
Dennis, we've been talking about Alvin Kamara's production a lot lately. How impressed were you with his toughness? It seemed like a lot of yards after contact today, especially after he got banged up a little early.
Yeah, he was outstanding today. He ran the ball exceptionally well, ran it tough, put his pads down, got behind his pads. Just hell of a game. I'm going to let you guys talk to him. He's right here. All right.
Yeah, that was the coldest Saints game in history. Oh yeah, okay, well that's some bullshit. didn't like being a part of that, but nah, I mean, the elements is the elements. We knew it was gonna be cold. Still had to go out and do a job. Got it done.
Was that a game plan? Pretty much knowing how the weather was gonna be, how the wind was gonna be, that it was gonna be a run heavy type game. It was gonna be you and Taysom.
Yeah, I mean, you come into a game like that knowing what the conditions are gonna be, and obviously, we came in like, all right, we're gonna run the ball, and when it permits, we're gonna throw it. It's just kind of like you use your common sense out there. It's not really like a big strategic thing where we talk about it all week. Like it's just, hey, if the wind is in our favor, we're gonna throw the ball. If not, we're gonna run it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like one of those things.
How good does it just feel to get into the end zone and score? It was your first rushing touchdown, I think, since week 8.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'm really more happy about the win. It is what it is, lower touchdown production this year for me, but I think the main goal is just trying to get in the winning column. That's like my main focus. So we won. I'm good.
When you talk about not overthinking it, just kind of playing common sense, was that part of the game plan for Taysom to get his touches later, or were you trying to be like?
Yeah, I think I heard that question twice, and I think it's just it was kind of like the flow of the game. We had some calls that we wanted to call to get Taysom the ball. And we kind of got out of him a few times. I think just how the game was flowing. That's how it went. But we ended up getting him the ball. He took advantage of his touches like he always does. And anytime you can see him and get him going, I mean that's something we take advantage of. So I think he did well.
The touchdown you scored prior to that was a turnover by the defense.
Mm-hmm.
That set up.
Damn.
That had to be a critical play.
Yeah.
Just a turnover that you guys really haven't seen.
Yeah. Shout out to Dan. I don't know who tipped it, but it fell in Dan's hands. He got a little return in. He looked like an offensive player, but that was big. Just getting a takeaway. Because I mean that kind of sparks us as an offense, and when the defense does that, it's up to us to handle our part. So I think we went down and got 7. So that's all you could ask for.
I asked Dennis the same question about just the mentality of this team. It's not easy playing this weather.
Yeah.
This weather, it's not easy, and especially with the way the season has it turned out,
mm-hmm.
You still have, the summer of hope. This is kind of hard to play in this type of games. What does it say about that group to come out and to be able to?
Man, we're not looking at playoff chances, playoff hopes. We out here playing football. We got a job to do, and that's win every Sunday, regardless of the elements, regardless of circumstance, whatever it is. Who's hurt, who's up, who's down. We coming out and trying to get a win however we can. So that's kind of the flavor and the swag of this group. Like, shoot, we just trying to go out and find a way to win. We did that today, and we're gonna keep trying to do that for the rest of the season. And wherever we end up, that's where we end up. Now, I know for me, and I know for those guys in there, like the leaders and the captains, I know we're not looking at, we got to make the playoffs. We're looking at, let's get this win, which we did today, and next week we're gonna try to get another win. And last week we're gonna try to get another win, and where the cards fall, they fall. Yep.
Do y'all believe that?
Hey, Alvin,
Put it in the chat.
What about your mentality? I mean, I know we've been talking about the frustration of trying to get you loose the last time we talked to you.
Last time I checked, it was all about the playoffs.
Extra yards today. Were you fired up for a game that was about every yard mattered like this?
I was really more fired up to get back to the heat on the sideline. But we plan going in, we knew we were gonna run the ball, so I was definitely excited about that. Taysom was excited. The O-line was excited about that. I think we were able to get some good runs going, and obviously helped us in the long run. I think everybody, I think is kind of not looking at the obvious. It keeps the clock moving, and in a game like that, you got to take advantage of those possessions. So a takeaway is big. Going down and scoring getting those 3 points before halftime is big, and being able to get the ball back, going into the second half, and then going down and being able to go get points and do what we need to do. I mean, it's huge. So, man, it was just good to get out there and get into some of those situations and take advantage of them.
And then obviously you had the really big pass play on, I think it was a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. We've kind of been scratching our heads at why you're coming off the field on a lot of 3rd and 3s and 3rd and 4s. Is some of that, do you think, the pass protection issue you mentioned the other day, or why?
Nah, I don't think that is. I don't know. You gotta ask somebody else. I don't know.
Triplet asking some real good questions. Shout out to Triplet.
Alvin, what was your reaction when you saw Carl make that kind of game-clinching sack there at the end?
Who? I'm sorry.
When you saw Carl Granderson.
Man, that's Carl. That's Grando. He gonna make a play. I mean, he's talented. Like DA said, he's a talented dude. He make plays when he needs to.
You need 2 of them, bro.
I know he was hype about it. He was over there celebrating with the guys. So I mean, when you got players step up and make plays in big time situations, big time games, I mean, shoot, that's all you ask for him to make it.
Sometimes you see teams kind of check out when there's adversity and things are kind of going against them, but you guys haven't. You keep fighting. Why do you think that is, that this team has that kind of in their DNA?
I mean, that's what we're used to. I don't think we're used to. Obviously this year we've been in the losing bracket more than we've been in the winning bracket. So I think all of us know that we got a winning pedigree. So it's always week in and week out trying to find a way to get back to the winning ways. So nobody in here is a loser. We don't have losing cloth in here. We're not built by losing bricks. We all have winning bricks. We're used to winning. We're used to that feeling. So I think everybody's desire to get that feeling is way, way, way higher and way more than just the desire to just fold and get ready for next year. So we're just gonna keep going and keep trying to win.
And is that important, kind of like just for the future going forward, just like maintaining a culture where kind of that giving up and stuff isn't tolerated?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's a acceptable mindset to have in this organization. I mean, that starts from the top. So I think we do a good job of not weeding those guys out. If you got that mentality, you won't be here.
Yeah, Dennis talked about Dennis talked about just being mentally tough in the conditions like they were today.
Mm-hmm.
During the game, did you feel like this is more about mentally tough than physically tough?
I got my own kind of thesis on that. It's cold. It's nothing. It's nothing that's gonna make it not cold out there. So we got a job to do. We got to play. If I told you my mind overcame the cold out there, I'll be lying. It was cold the whole time. It was cold when I had the ball. It was cold on the sideline. It was cold when I was walking in the tunnel. It was cold when I was walking out the tunnel. We just had to find a way to win. It just kind of is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like early in the game there were some issues with the snap and passes being deflected off people's hands. I assume that has to be related to the weather. So can you kind of describe what it's like to try to catch the ball in these conditions?
I don't know how many miles per hour the wind was, but that would be something that would affect the ball placement, snaps, everything. So, I think there's some plays we had some pitches and some other things in the game plan that, like I said earlier, common sense would tell you not to do that because the ball will be affected by the wind. So I think, like you said, there were some plays that the ball was affected, and obviously that's a weather thing.
I was curious because people have said before it makes the ball feel as hard as a rock when it's like that. So I didn't know if that was the case at all today as well.
I think it's just more so the wind kind of affecting the trajectory of the ball. Honestly, yeah.
Hey, Alvin, DA said y'all gave a game ball to Bum. I'm just curious, how did he and his staff maybe help you guys?
Bumming them was colder than us. But Bum, Corey, all those guys, Richie Rich, Ryan, all them dudes, man, they handle their business every week. They go above and beyond. Like for something as small as, man, I've changed the dang chin liner on my chin strap every 2 seconds. Like they're there at a drop of a dime, and it's just whenever we could take care of those guys, we try to. And DA just giving them a shout out, giving them a game ball. I mean, that means a lot, because I think those my guys, man. I let them do to death. They do a lot more work than we do. They come. When we landed, they had to come set up the locker room. You know what I'm saying? They get up in the morning and come and make sure everything's good. Conditions, field, helmets, equipment, everything. You know, if we didn't have them, nothing would move. Literally nothing would move in this organization. So definitely shout out to Bum and them. They need more than a game ball.
Did you wear anything special? Did it help? Anything?
I got on the wetsuit. I don't know if y'all see it. It's a wetsuit. I had on the wetsuit sleeves. It was still cold, so I don't know how special it is.
Hey, Alvin, we've seen a lot of snaps for Trevor Penning here over the course of the past couple of weeks. Had a couple of highlight moments today. Can you just tell us a little bit about what it's been like running behind him since he's gotten a little bit more involved?
He's just a nasty baby. Like, he a nasty baby, dog. Like, he I think, you know, the more experience, I mean, this is like, what is this, his third game, I think, suiting up? Or second, I don't know how many games it is, but yeah, third game. I mean, he's coming along. Nobody better than Streif to talk crap in his ear and tell him he's not good enough when he's not doing good enough, or to tell him, you know, he has more in the tank. But I think he's catching on to it, and he's welcoming he's embracing the suck. You know, there's some growing pains that come with going out there and playing, you know, and he's just catching on and you know, basically just finding his rhythm, finding his tempo. So definitely excited to see him progress.
Alvin, I want to make sure I quote that right. What did you say? Embracing what was
embracing the suck. He's embracing like his process, like the suck. You know, like, you know, sometimes he might get beat, sometimes he might not have the right foot in or whatever, but you know, he's embracing it. I think it's never a time where you see him get too high or too low. He just want more.
I thought that's what you said. I didn't want to let that one go. And
yes,
just
indeed.
chalk it off to me hearing it wrong.
Yeah, appreciate
Thank you, Alvin. We have Taysom.
Everybody just talks about how difficult it is in these conditions, just to kind of mentally have that focus. What does it take to play in an atmosphere like this? Because it is not pleasant.
Yeah. I mean, I think we talked about that this is a game that's going to require a little more effort, a little more focus as we got ready to prepare for this game. And I think going in with the right mindset, right, where we knew we weren't going to throw the ball a ton, and to make sure that your expectation, your mindset was ready for a game like this. And I thought as a team, everyone handled it very well.
First two runs you had 11 yards, 16 yards, so some big chunk plays to start for you. Was there an effort to get you going earlier before that, or basically why did it take until that last drive half to kind of get you some games?
Yeah, look, I think that's a question for the guys upstairs. I don't think that we necessarily had a plan or a goal or a mindset. I think my carries came when they came.
You and Kamara were able to kind of get that run game sparked. Did you kind of feel that kind of wearing on that Browns defense has got the second half? You guys were able to kind of impose your will in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think in a game like this, when you can line up and they know you're going to run the ball and you can still run it successfully, man, that's a good feeling as an offense. And I felt like up front, receivers, everyone, man, they had the right mindset going into this game. And those guys, you know, won us the game. And, you know, Alvin and myself were beneficiaries of those guys doing everything they needed to up front to allow us to run the ball.
It is for an offense to get a short field when you have that interception prior with Davis coming up with that. And
huge.
How that sets you guys
Yeah,
up.
it's huge. Yeah, I think going into this game, you know, as we talked about the right mindset and everything else, we knew that this was going to be a field possession game as well. And defensively, that's what they did, you know, and we put them in a bad situation early, and they gave it back to us. And, you know, I felt like, you know, this win felt really good because it took everybody, you know, special teams, defensively, offensively, and everyone made plays when they needed to.
Why hasn't that locker room, and does it say more to your guys of who's in there? Why hasn't this locker room seem like, hey, you know, the chances of making postseason aren't here. It hasn't gone our way this year. It doesn't look like that locker room is quick, and it hasn't. And it shows up today.
No, I think that it starts leadership. You know, I think, from coaching staff, ownership, to players. I think that everyone set an expectation that, we haven't played as well as we would have liked to. We haven't won as many games as we were planning to and hoping to, obviously, this year. But that doesn't change the way that we prepare, the way that we go and play this game. And at the end of the day, we're all prideful players, and we care about the product that we put out on the field. And, putting the Saints uniform on means something. And that's at the root of it.
Anything else for Taysom?
Oh, good, guys.
All right. We're going to have Carl Granderson and Andy Dalton. Just hang tight.
All right. Shout out to the Who Dat Nation. We up in this thing, man. Appreciate y'all for being in the episode of the Coma. Much love to the fam. Things happen in a very mysterious way. But listen, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. The win is a win. Saints make it happen. They make it pop. In this one, man, Saints get the win 17. And of course, you see the banner there. Saints beat the Browns and the weather 17-10, improved to 6-9. This is the second Saints win on the road. And here we're going back to Carl Granderson. Here we go.
It looked like it was still 4-man rush, but you kind of chipped the tight end a little bit.
Yeah.
Just kind of walk you through that play.
Yeah, so I just listened to my linebacker. He needed some help out there, so I went to go help him out, and then I fell back in the rush. And then, Marcus Davenport did a wonderful job keeping containment, and that allowed the quarterback to step right into me. So I had to get him on the ground to end the game.
When you're in that last drive and they're kind of putting down a couple first downs, kind of stringing that last drive for them to try to tie it, what does it take as a defense, just mentality-wise, to kind of say, hey, we got to hold the line here?
Yeah, it started off with practice throughout the week. We came in knowing that we had to stop the run, and it was going to be cold, but it was a mindset that we came in ready to stop the run and get out there and have some fun. So that last drive was just, leading up to the last drive, the first, second, and third quarter. So we came in, we've been holding them all game, and we had to have a huge fourth and short, and we stopped them to get a ball back to the offense.
You talk about that mindset, and I saw you and Eno pregame with no shirts on. Who came up with that idea? Why do that when it's like 3 degrees outside?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really an idea. I went to Wyoming, so this was nothing new for me. It's all a mindset. So if you come in thinking it's going to be cold, it's going to be cold. So I wanted to get out there and adjust to the weather and go with no shirt on. And Tano, he joined me. So he was in KC. It wasn't nothing for him. So we had to warm the bodies up and, get the mind ready to play a big game.
That was crazy and insane, but it seemed like it also worked because it gets this defense in the right mindset. I guess that's what you kind of going.
Yeah, defensive mindset. See, it wasn't even cold. I'm not even gonna lie, it wasn't cold. My hands was cold. I'll be honest about that, but it wasn't cold. It was a hell of a game, and the equipment staff they did a wonderful job preparing us with the nice gear and the gear that we need for the cold. So shout out to them.
Yeah, and they got a game ball as well for that.
Yeah.
How big was it for you guys to get that turnover that kind of got this team rolling, and those takeaways haven't come for you guys for most of this year? How big was that to get that?
Yeah, that was very big. Like I said, it's a process. It started in practice. They haven't been coming this season, but you never know when they're gonna come. So you just got to be ready, and the next man got to be up and take advantage of your opportunity.
What does it say about that locker room? This is not the easiest game to play in, and considering where the season is right now, it's kind of to get motivated to play in this and really want to win this. It could be difficult looking at the outside, but what does that say about the locker room?
That's a family. We're a family in the locker room. Nobody can never get let down. We can't point the fingers. We a family. We one group. The offense and the defense, we come together at the end of the day. So the offense did a wonderful job, running the ball, giving us good field position, and we came as a defense and met them halfway. So we got to stay united and keep going because you never know how the season's going to turn out.
If there's any.
Hey, you said shout out to the equipment staff. What was your favorite piece of equipment that helped you be able to have something left 4 hours into the day?
Man, my favorite equipment was the hand warmers. I put them all in my socks and stuff like that. But throughout the weeks they had the
the bodysuit, the silky bodysuit. I didn't wear one of those, but I knew it was going to be a cold game, and some of the guys had those on, and it helped them out.
Hey, Carl, just when you're in that situation at the end of the game, Deshaun is obviously a quarterback who moved around a bit, but it's kind of, is there anything running through your mind as you're coming up to him making a game-clinching play there?
Yeah, wasn't a lot running through my mind. I was just running around like my head was chopped off or something. But I came in trying to stop the run. That's what we do. We're a good run-stopping team. And at the end of the game, we just had to make a big play with the sack. So we knew that Deshaun Watson was very versatile, and we wanted to keep him inside. So that's what we did all game.
Carl, I haven't had a chance to watch the tape, so I can't remember if this was you on this play or not. But the one where he threw it to the end zone and Amari Cooper ended up dropping it. Were you on the field for that play?
Yeah, I was on the field. Yeah.
Am I right? I mean, we've seen this a number of times from you guys where you're worried about an elusive quarterback and not letting him escape the pocket. Like you kind of choose to just sort of hover instead of attack on a play like that and make sure he doesn't have a rushing lane. Is that kind of frustrating to do, but did that ultimately work out well for you, not letting him escape much today?
Yeah, we were just trying to come in and do our job, and keep him in the pocket. So that was an extended play. We kept him in the pocket, but we gotta get to him at the end of the day. That was a big play, and we got off the field after that play. But we just got to get to him, take the tackle high, and come underneath and make the sack. So we did our job on that play, not letting them contain. But we got to get to the quarterback next time.
Anything else for Carl?
Yeah, I'm just going to follow up because, I mean, obviously you guys potentially could be playing Jalen Hurts. I mean, what is that like for a defensive end to balance that when you have two things going on? Don't let him escape, but don't let him stay there. Like, is that a real tough balance for a pass rusher?
It's only tough if you make it tough. We got to come in ready to stop the run at the end of the day and have some fun. We can't come in thinking too much. Everybody got to do their job, and we got to continue to ball out as a defense and give the offense good field position. So we just got to contain them like we did today. Just contain Jalen Hurts, and we're going to be well off.
Thanks, Carl.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carl.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Shout out to the fam, man. We up in this thing. Saints handling the business 17-10. Take care of business against the Browns, beating the Browns in the weather. Really interesting win by the Saints. 2 in a row under Dennis Allen. First time in his career as a head coach, or whatever you want to call him, for the Saints. The Saints improved to 6-9 on the season. And let me see if I can get some of the playoff stuff to pile up here as well in the division, because the Atlanta Falcons did lose to the Baltimore Ravens. And let me see if I can get some of these live scores going, fam. For the family members to get some of the live scores here. Hold on, let me see if I can bring some over here. All right. All right, let's go with this one here. So here it is right here. This is some of the live scores. Let me get it up close to the screen right here. And this is some of the stuff that happened earlier. Of course, we know about the Saints taking care of business, improving to 6-9 on the squad. You take a look at the Texans right now, beating the Titans 19-14. The Commanders and the Niners with 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter, scoreless. The Eagles 9-0 over the Cowboys right now, with 9-18 in the first. And of course, you see the later on game, the Raiders and the Steelers play. And of course, final games, the Bills beat the Bears 35-13. Seahawks fell to the Chiefs 24-10. The Vikings got a win 27-24. They improved to 12-3 on the year. The Vikings. Bengals take care of business. They improved to 11-4, 22-18 over the Patriots. The Lions in a tough win against the Panthers. Panthers get the win 37-23, and the Panthers are 6-9. So the Panthers under Steve Wilson have been playing their tails off. We got one more guy. This is Andy Dalton that'll be chiming in. So we'll play that, one of the remaining interviews right there. But listen, let me tell you something. The
Panthers are 6-9 as well, and 2 more games left. We have the Eagles this upcoming week, and then of course you got to look at the fact that the Saints could be looking at a showdown at the back end of the season against the Panthers. But the reality is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if you believe in that, is they'll have to lose 2 more games as well. So let's go to the Taysom Hill momentarily. Finally, the Ravens took care of been like 17-19. The Falcons go 5-10. They're 1-7 away. Jags 19-3 over the Jets. They're 7-8. The Jets are 7-8. And then a slate of games for Christmas Day. The Packers against the Dolphins, Broncos and Rams. I don't know why that's on there. Why the Broncos and the Rams? They should have switched that out, man. They should have switched that out. Broncos and the Rams, and then finally the Buccaneers against the Cardinals. And I know a lot of the Saints family members are going to be watching the Buck matchup because they want the Cards to beat the Bucks. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think the Buccaneers do beat the Cardinals. The Cardinals are bad. You know, their coach is looking at possibly being fired. So Kyler Murray's not there. I think he's hurt. So, you know, we'll see how it all goes, but it's interesting in the NFL. But the Buccaneers, I think, should be able to beat the Cardinals on the road, even though the Buccaneers are really not that good on the road. They're 2-4. So we'll see how it all goes, man. But the Saints need help to do whatever playoff thing people think they're going to do. They need the Bucks to lose 2 games for the Saints to have an opportunity. So the Saints got to win out, and the Bucks got to lose some games too. So, I think that'll be in the situation as they showing you some highlights there. So anyway, I think that'll be the end of the broadcast for them. All right, but anyway, what's interesting about it, fam, is that shout out to the Who Dat Nation. The Saints improved to 6-9, man. Charles says, Q, we need you. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Absolutely not, bro. I could never say, and that's the problem. Taking that job, you can never say what you mean. You got to bite your lip, and I'm not a bite the lip type cat. You know, I ain't going to do that. Daniel said, I just saw something. Thank you, bro. I just saw something about Cleveland, and it looks like a lot of snow on the ground. Man, I bet it was a game to watch to see the Saints playing in the snow on a holiday like Christmas Eve. Yes, indeed, man. The Saints got the win, and that was the really big thing because I didn't think they could win. We won, fam. Yes, we did. We won. RG, shout out to you. Say, I think Atlanta is out 5-10. Yeah, Sir Roger says, Cardinals, please bounce back on Bucks. All right, Arizona has mailed it in. The general manager left. Cliff Kingsbury definitely is going to be fired. So, yeah, I think at some point, you know, what's going to end up happening is they're going to retool with a new coach. And I wouldn't be surprised if they go all out for Sean Payton. They already say Cliff Kingsbury is done. They do have an established young quarterback in Kyler Murray. I don't know how that translates to Sean Payton, but I know he's talking West Coast teams with the Chargers and the Rams, who are both, you know, with the Rams in particular. I don't know what's going on with Sean McVay, but definitely the Chargers could be a team that's interesting, real interested, because Peyton got Breeze from the Chargers, and now he's going to the Chargers, and they have Herbert there. And Herbert is a guy that I think Peyton, you know, somebody else did the work on him. So I wouldn't eliminate Arizona either, but, you know, but Chargers look like the squad, man. You're already putting his coaching staff together. They go back and make another run. We covered that in the pre-show. All right. Thank you, Debbie. Much love to you, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Happy holidays to all y'all as well. Now, you know, we had I don't know if the brother going to chime in, but I think we sent the link to one of the brothers from the Cleveland Browns podcast, and we'll see if he'll pop up here. So we'll stay on for about 4:00. We'll see if he'll pop up here and recap the game for us and tell us about the Cleveland Browns. We'll know, you know, momentarily. But, you know, there's been a lot of stuff. He was supposed to be on the preview, the last stream, and one of the family members reached out to send me a message and told me that the brother was having power outages and he couldn't make the preview stream. So hopefully we'll see how he's doing and he can make the preview or the recap stream. So he's been sent the link. So we'll wait around and see if he pops in. If not, then we'll end the stream.
All right. So shout out the rest of the fam. How y'all feel about it, man? Happy holidays to you, man. Shout out to you, bro. All right. Ryan says if Kingsbury and McVay retire, that's going to be a bidding war for Peyton. I know, bro. The Carolina Panthers is setting themselves up. Here's Andy Dalton, family, to chime in. Here's Andy Dalton.
Certain part of the field, when you can throw it down the field a little more versus when you're with the wind and all that kind of stuff. So, all that played a factor today.
How big, obviously, run game was huge for you guys, having Alvin and Taysom kind of pick up the slack in terms of getting offense going. How big was their contribution?
Oh, it was huge, especially when you get into a game like this with the weather and the conditions and everything. That's exactly what we needed to have happen today. The line played really well up front, gave us a chance, and we ran the ball exactly how we wanted to.
Throwing the football, I know you played in weather like this before, but how was it today? Was for you to throw in this? And you were able to complete some big throws. I'm thinking the one with Alvin on that big third down, and Rashid on a couple of underneath routes that you were able to hit him on. How was it for you throwing this game?
Yeah, no, I felt like I was able to put the ball kind of where I wanted it to today. Obviously, the conditions played a factor in it, but we had some chances on some other ones we could have made as well.
What does it say about that locker room? This is not the easiest game to play when it's one of the coldest games in Saints history to play in terms of temperature. But having the mentality to battle through this, and also the fact that you still keep your season alive.
Right. It shows a lot for what this team is made of, and it's one of those games that we could look back on and say, this was a big game in the season that got us to where we wanted to be. And like you said, we're still alive, and so we got to keep controlling what we can control and see what happens from there.
I think the two interceptions, yours and Deshaun's, both were kind of like off deflected. You had your receiver hit. What happened on yours to Jamal that ended when you break that? Was it just kind of one of those?
When the ball gets popped in the air, it more than likely than not, it doesn't find the ground. So, it's unfortunate.
But in turn, you guys get a turnover when it's 10-10. How big was that to set you guys up?
Yeah, the turnover was big, and then to be able to go down and score a touchdown on that drive too, and not kick a field goal. That changes the game.
Andy, was there a drastic difference between going one way and going the other way when it came to throwing the ball today?
Yes, there was. When you were against the wind, I felt like there's. You can definitely tell, and the way it was today, you could go out there at times and you didn't feel like the wind was a factor, and then it would gust, and you just didn't know when the gusts were going to happen.
Was that specific on that last Kirkwood one that almost kind of hit him in the helmet? Did that feel like it was going to the exact spot and then it almost kind of got rejected by the wind at the last second?
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's unfortunate. I felt like it was in a good spot, and then at the last second, I think the ball moved.
And is it also hard to throw with the wind at your back? It looked like both teams had a couple sail on it.
Well, I think when you're throwing the ball down the field, you have to calculate the wind, and that has to play a factor in where you're throwing it. And so, definitely when you got the wind at your back, the ball's going to travel a lot farther.
Andy, were you able to kind of feel like a sense of confidence even when you guys got down to that?
Right now, we are following a breaking news update on the deadly shooting.
Absolutely. I think that's just kind of the mindset that we had going into today, that we're going to do whatever it takes to win. And, even though we were down, we went out right before half and got 3 points, and then coming out and starting the second half strong like we did. That was that kind of changed the momentum in the game.
Anything
We
else
good?
for Andy?
All right.
I got one more if you don't mind, Andy. I know you've said it in the past, but you don't mind leaving the field when Taysom comes in. And obviously a game like today, like Taysom, seems like he's kind of designed for this sort of thing. So just how impressive was it just kind of watching him bully his way into the end zone and just kind of carry the team offensively for a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. I think he's like I said from the beginning, he's a big part of this offense. And even his touchdown run.
NOPD is also investigating a homicide in the Lake Forest area. Police were called.
Happy that
Right
happy to
now,
come
we
off
are
the field
following
and
a
score
breaking news
touchdowns.
up.
Andy, I had one more too. A lot of guys gave the equipment guys a game ball. What was the most one or two important things they contributed to this week? Any specific piece of equipment that made a big difference for you?
I think there were a lot of factors that were involved with them getting a game ball. I mean, when you come into a game like this, especially being in New Orleans where you're not playing very many games with cold weather and all the factors. I mean, they did an unbelievable job. They had everybody prepared. And so I wouldn't say there's one thing that they did, but I mean, hats off to them because they made our job easy out there. All right. Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there go Andy Dalton right there, man. Shout out to Andy Dalton, and that should complete the stream right there. A lot of the guys chimed in as Andy wishes the Who Dat Nation a Merry Christmas. And listen, let me tell you something, baby. Merry Christmas to all you guys, and Happy New Year, as that's coming soon too. So shout out to the fam, man. And listen, man, shout out to you guys, man, in this one on the game. And listen, this was a fantastic win by the Saints, getting a win against a team like the Browns on the road, which a lot of stuff was pegged against this club. But credit to the black and gold. They were able to hold up and make it pop 17-10. They take care of business, man, and make it happen. Shout out to you, Kanu. Shout out, bro. Thank you for the super sticker. Much love to the fam. All right. He says, Big Q, keep it real. Best Saints commentator since Buddy D. If the Saints make the playoffs, will you win? I don't know. Listen, brother. Listen, I love my squad just like everybody, brother. But I ain't putting on no dress, bro. Hell to the no, brother. Hell no, bro. Hell no, bro. No. Now I love my squad, bro, but I ain't putting on no dress, bro. Yeah, no. But thank you, bro. Thank you, Canoe. Daniel says, BQ, you're gonna have a podcast on New Year's Eve. Let's see, fam. Well, it depends, fam, because I do several different broadcasts. I mean, there's Pelicans and all kind of stuff. So if I take a look at the Saints schedule, what does it look like for the Saints next matchup against the Eagles? Or it's on New Year's Day, and New Year's Eve would be the preview stream. So I guess I will be doing the stream, bro. So yeah, it says the first, 12 p.m. on New Year's Day at Philadelphia is the Saints next matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. So I will most certainly be available for that day, and more than likely the preview will be on New Year's Eve. So, and I guess going into the New Year's, like a New Year's Eve stream, opening up I see what you're saying, like a stream going from the next day into New Year's. Yeah, that probably will be the preview stream, and we can open up the phone lines and let family members chime in about their New Year's resolutions. I think that would be pretty cool. What y'all think about that? Would y'all be down for that? Would y'all show up for that? All right. So, yeah, I would definitely be in line for that. Let me check out what the Pelicans are doing on New Year's Eve as well. Let's see what the Pels are doing. Check out their schedule on New Year's. They got something popping and snapping. The 2nd. Okay, so they don't play till January the 2nd against Philadelphia. They're at Philly, matter of fact. Okay, so they the next day. So that's cool. That'll definitely be something. Shout out the family. Say, yeah, we'll be up in here, Q. Yeah, that sounds good, fam. That's a good idea. Thank y'all for throwing that out there, man. Nah, man. It was y'all put one in the chat if y'all seen the video. No disrespect for people that put the dress on as a man. I mean, they got the red dress race that a lot of people do in the city of New Orleans. It's just a fun thing that a lot of people do. It's just, it's not my cup of tea. I mean, I respect people that's what you do. Everybody do what they do. I just don't do that. I'll do something else. I ain't doing that. All right. All right. But shout out to the fam. I appreciate y'all. Much love to y'all. All right. So, yeah, but thank you, Kanu, for the comment on Buddy D. I do my best, man. I had the Great Saint Think Tank historian Uncle Paulie talk about Hep Glotty and Buddy D. Those are fantastic diehards, man. That would keep it real, man. So, yeah. But indeed. All right. So shout out to the rest of the fam, man. It was a great win. Yeah, I agree with you, Gundam. And Debbie saying great win, great game. Anthony says, hey, Q. Play the music. Okay, bro. You got it, brother. In the win, you gotta play the music. The Saints got the win, baby. That's what I'm talking about. The black and gold handle business, man. I'm happy I was wrong on that one, man. Because I'm most certainly
like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that.
Damn that
Coma,
King
yeah,
James
this is where
Twins
we
chrome
do that.
crap. We don't say
Where we
chrome
do
crap.
that. Where we do that.
Them Atlanta people, man. What we doing?
We do that. Where we do that. Huh? Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Alvin.
What's that cam on your
Thank
ass?
God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die,
Yeah, this was a win, man. 2 wins in a row. You got to give it up to him, man.
I was yelling out
2 wins in a row. You got 2 games left. You got to
get
get
on town. Duck down. Falcons pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL.
Give my dog Swave some love, man. Down home, God, we got to get this song. Push that Union crap out of here, fam.
Every day I'm living, I'm a who that.
I'm a who that, man. We got to make that the thing. Get that Atlanta junk up out of here, man. How we got hate week and we celebrate today's song, man. What kind of fool is this? Who sold us on this? We got a New Orleans man for this type of stuff, man.
This is where we do that.
So shout out to the fam, man. We up in this thing, man. We're gonna wait a little bit longer and see if the brother gonna chime in for this episode on the recap. My thought is the brother probably ain't gonna chime in. He missed the preview, but at the same time, you know, not too many people gonna pop up on the recap when their team stunk it up out there. So at the same time, you know, that's how it go, man. You know, so we'll see if the brother gonna pop in. But listen, not to squelch y'all win, but listen, man, they got the brother, man. Shout out to this brother right here. This is really strange. What happened with this? This happened the other day. My girl sent this to me this morning. I didn't realize about the brother. And something is crazy. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on this, but this is really strange, which happened to this brother right here. And man, you know, let me show it to you, brother. Y'all probably didn't hear about it. If you heard about this, put 1 in the chat if you didn't. And this is the brother right here. Now, if y'all know this brother here, this is a brother here that did a lot of the stuff about New Orleans. He was, as a matter of fact, he was able to get up to the show, what's it called? The Roast Me show. That's one of my favorite shows. They crack me up at times. He was able to get on there. He had a lot of personal tragedy, and usually some of the funniest people in the world, you know, they're funny, but, you know, they got a lot of stuff going on, you know, behind the scenes. And this brother right here, comedian Boogie B, identified as man shot to death in the Rouse's parking lot in New Orleans. Sad, man. And they had released the photos of 2 suspects in the getaway car. And they ID'd a woman who might have some information pertaining to the murder of this man. He was at the grocery store. And he often talked about the areas of the city, made jokes and gave history about it. If y'all don't know who this fella is, please feel free to look him up. A lot of family members know about this man, but he's a social media personality and a comedian. His name is Boogie B, or Brandon Montrell. You know, a real funny brother. He has some really good videos online about the city, the history of the city, stuff like that. You know, I just had seen one of his recent ones not too long ago. Matter of fact, it was the day before he passed away. It's real weird. But he had a lot of followings, and he told a story on Instagram, you know, about, you know, stuff that had happened to him. And he was shot and killed Friday afternoon in the vehicle in the parking lot of Rouse's. And it's tough, but they said the police department is looking for these people, said it was seeking 2 men whom an agency identified as suspects and a woman who might have information about the crime. Is this woman here is Dominique Smith, I want to say.
released photos of the men in the car in which they said the killers left in. The police have not publicly stated a motive for the homicide, but a supervisor said Montreal did not appear to be the intended target of the people. I doubt that, man. Weird stuff. And and he was going up there and he built himself up, and then you start getting invited to places, and next thing you know, he's a subject. I don't know if it was a robbery. There's no details. They sought these people out to find out, what's going on here. And this is a picture of two of the people from a camera that they seeing right there, and they sorting these people out. So this is real. This was really a troubling thing, and I really didn't get that. I found out about this morning because it wasn't verified, but they have formally identified the man. So if you haven't heard about this dude, this brother here, man, was murdered. I don't know if it was a robbery or something like that, but the man was at Rouse's, man, and they might have robbed her, and they talking about he wasn't the intended person, and I don't know, bro. Weird stuff happens, especially in the city when you think, man. And like I said, I've researched and read so much. When stuff hit my eyes and my mind a certain kind of way, I'd be like, And this one is hitting me. I don't know. From an instinctual standpoint, this was hitting me a little differently. It's funny. It's funny business. Just like the Twitch brother, it's funny business. There's tons of books on the stuff, man. People that was around, and it's a certain look to it that don't smell right, and you know the look versus something else. Let's just put it like that. But anyway, yeah, this is rest in peace for this brother, man. He made himself a success despite all the tragedy that he'd been through, and it's sad to say that this brother was murdered and killed outside of the supermarket. Damn. Anyway, shout out to that brother, man. Sorry to hear that, man, about him, man. I found out, I was like, bro, for real? All right, Tails by the Diesel says, salute, brothers. Ty, for taking out the Browns. All right, shout out to you. Thank you. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you being in this thing. All right. Also, fam, listen, looks like we passing that. I don't think the brother gonna pop up. So we sent them the link. When was it? About an hour ago. So we're gonna just get out on that. I don't think the brother want to chime in a losing effort. So we get a handful of people to do that. Low is real. Low is one of the dudes. He'll chime in on the losing effort, man. And it's not too many people gonna do that. What's up, Jason? I see you, bro. Shout out to you, man. Much love to brother Jason, man. A resident Raider, man. Shout out to you, bro. All right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Hendy. Yeah, very positive dude, man. Yeah. So, okay, you lost your other channel. Okay. Yeah, man, that's what happened to a lot of people. You got to be safe. Be careful out there, fam. A lot of jackasses out there roaming around, a lot of crazy people. Be safe. Please be safe during this holiday season. Watch yourself. And I know most people, from an instinctual standpoint, try to watch out for yourself and your family members at this time. Try to be in groups. Try to do all you can and to protect yourselves, man. It's just, it's crazy. But anyway, with that being said, rest in peace to that brother, and shout out to the Who Dat Nation. We was able to pull together a win in this one, to my chagrin, because I picked the Saints to lose, but they win 17-10. 17-10, they improved to 6-9. And including, if you look at some of the standings of it, the Saints need some help. They need the Buccaneers, that is, to lose a couple of more games to help them out. So this is what it looks like. Here, let me kind of put this on screen fully and then kind of soup it up for you guys. But you can see right here where the Saints stand at in this situation. Hold on, that's a little too much. Let me back out a little bit. But yeah, you can see Philly at the top. That's the next team we got. We got the best team in NFC. Well, I don't know if Hurst will be there or not, but we'll have them next week. If it's not, it'll be Gardner Minshew at the top of the helm of the Eagles. The Saints sit at 6-9, as you can see right here, the yellow mark right here. The Panthers are ahead of the Saints because they have the tiebreaker on the Saints. The Falcons fell to 5-10. They lost to the Ravens. You see the Packers, the Lions, and all those guys. But where the Saints leapfrog and get into this thing is they need the Buccaneers to help out. The Buccaneers play tomorrow. The Bucs lose to the Cardinals. They drop to 6-9, but they need to lose the next two games to give the Saints an opportunity
to leapfrog. So if they win one of the two, it's over with. Any win, if they beat the Cardinals tomorrow, that'll kick the Saints out, because just the Saints won't. I mean, the best that the Saints will be able to do is 8-9 if they win out. And I'm not saying they are, but I don't think that'll be enough to get close to any rest of these teams. So a Buck win could eliminate the Saints. They play tomorrow at 7:00 Christmas Day against the Arizona Cardinals, who are the third worst team in the NFL. But anything's possible. So they need the Bucks to lose the next two to get an opportunity in the playoffs. And the moment you do that, family, where you go from taking it in your own hands to allowing people to need the loss before you, you're probably going to be in trouble. A win against the Buccaneers, the split with them would have helped. A win over the 49ers when they scored no touchdowns would have helped. And it's a little bit too late for a lot of stuff for the Saints. But we'll monitor. Tampa Bay Buccaneers win will stop the Saints in any regard. So that'll be the end of them. So 2 games remain in the season. Congratulations to the Saints. We'll see how it all shakes and pops as we move forward. Happy Richard says, good win, Saints. Great job, D, Taysom, Alvin, Dalton. You did a good job holding it together, even with the top, with the 5 or so drops. Good effort all around. Keep stacking wins. We will see all together if they can keep doing that. Next matchup is New Year's Day against the Philadelphia Eagles. So with that being said, family, I'm going to get out on that. Listen, thank y'all, man. Appreciate you guys for being in the stream. Please be safe. You guys have a Merry Christmas on this Christmas Eve edition of the show. We get a gift from the Pelicans. We get a gift from the Saints. Saints 2-game winning streak. Pelicans 2-game winning streak into Christmas. So with that being said, you guys have a fantastic Christmas, and I'm going to holler at you on the next one. So much love to you guys, man. Y'all keep it together. Be safe. And we're going to holler at you on the flip side. Who dat? And I'm out.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Alvin. I thank God every day I'm not a Falcon. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your chain for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network. Your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of it.